32 has information indicating the FBI has launched an investigation into controversial Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Dane Placco has been following allegations of her misspending and joins us now with an update. Dane.
The store came here to the gas station. It's on his line. All the evidence is on his boy's line. He said, "Oh, I got him now. I'm gonna pull up now," and jumped out. He jumped out the car. He was recording him with his phone. Walked up to our car, and then we bagging out. He pulled up my head. It should be on that camera too.
I'm happy that justice is being served.
Millions of dollars hidden away, a lavish life built on lies, and now the downfall everyone's been waiting for. Tiffany Henyard, the so-called super mayor, has finally turned herself in after a shocking FBI raid uncovered her dark secret. She's been living like a queen while her town drowned in debt. Her high-rolling jet-setting lifestyle funded by taxpayer money is crashing down, and now she faces up to 25 years behind bars. This the scandal that will blow the lid off everything. Tiffany Henyard, the once untouchable super mayor of South Chicago, is now staring down 22 federal charges, not just for your average corruption either. This is millions of dollars in taxpayer money allegedly mishandled and straight up hidden. The FBI had been watching her for months, and after subpoenas and backdoor whispers, they finally made their move. But what truly hits hard, the fact that this isn't the first time Henyard's been behind bars. Before it was vehicle trespassing, now she's facing a list of charges long enough to guarantee serious prison time. Tiffany doesn't care, not about you, not about the residents of Dalton, Illinois, and definitely not about the town's finances. While her city crumbles, she's cruising around in a taxpayer-funded motorcade, flaunting her power like it's her personal playground. Wait till you hear how Henyard turned Dalton's piggy bank into her personal shopping fund. How does a town go from flush to broken? 365 days. 2 words: mayor moneybags. Tiffany wasn't just living large, she was living double extra large on Dalton's dime. We're talking about a small town mayor with big city dreams and an even bigger appetite for luxury, while the good people of Dalton were struggling to make ends meet. Your fearless leader was out here acting like she won the lottery. Picture this: a $7,700 shopping spree at Target, Walgreens, and Wayfair, all in one day. September 1st, 2023. That's not just a little retail therapy, that's a full-on shopping assault. And guess who was footing the bill? That's right, the hard-working taxpayers of Dalton. And Mayor Henyard wasn't about to fly coach like the rest of us peasants. Nah, she was all about that first-class life. And why stop at fancy flights? Our girl Tiffany even hired a professional high-end makeup team, because apparently running a town into the ground requires looking fabulous. 247. Now you might be thinking, how bad could it really be? In just 1 year, Henyard's administration managed to rack up over $12,000 in travel expenses. And went from having a nice little surplus of $5.6 million to being $3.6 million in the red in 1 year. And while Dalton was going broke faster than a contestant on a spending game show, Henyard was living it up like a real housewife of Illinois. The outrage was so real that they actually had to ban Henyard from using Village credit cards for unapproved purchases. Imagine being the mayor and getting your allowance cut off. I all thought the spending spree was wild. Buckle up, cuz we're about to take a detour down Mama Henyard driveway, and let me tell you, it's paved with more than just good intentions. Turns out she wasn't just treating herself, she was spreading the love to her family too. By love, I mean a whole lot of taxpayer cash. We're talking about a cool $561,000 spent on repaving her mother's driveway. You heard that right, over $500,000 for one driveway. Our DOT in Diva didn't stop at family renovations. Nah, she decided the town's police force would make a great personal security detail, because who needs cops patrolling the streets when you've got a mayor to chauffeur around town? While the good people of Dalton are wondering where all the cops went, Henyard's got them running errands like they're her personal TaskRabbit. One former police chief spilled the tea.
We needed those officers to be on the street fighting crime, and instead we have several officers that are riding around protecting them.
While Henyard is living like she's got her own secret service, the rest of Dalton's left wondering if there's anyone left to answer a 911 call. But Tiffany wasn't about to let a little thing like rules stop her party. Even after getting her plastic privileges revoked, she kept the good times rolling. It's like she thought being mayor meant being queen of her own little kingdom. Despite being cut off by the Illinois State Comptroller for reckless spending, Henyard still threw a massive party for the suburban town, using $50,000 to pay for just an hour's worth of performances. Kiki Wyatt and Jay Holiday each walked away with a cool $30,000 and $20,000 respectively for just 30-minute sets. If that wasn't wild enough, she spent an additional $6,000 on sound system, staff, equipment, comedians, and even $6,600 just on bounce houses. Yeah, bounce houses. Meanwhile, the town's residents like Jennifer Roberts were left fuming. She told 1-9, "That's my money, that's the PO. Please money. Former trustee Valeria Stubbs didn't hold back either, calling the event a total flop with only around 70 people showing up. Stubbs didn't mince words. She likes to use our tax dollars to promote herself and, according to another resident, Tiffany Henyard isn't going to give up easily. Tiffany is a narcissist. She's going to do whatever she wants to do. It's not going to stop until they put cuffs on her while everyone was watching. The FBI and angry taxpayers, they missed the real plot twist. Remember that quiet assistant always trailing behind Henyard? Turns out she BB as the one holding the matches that would burn it all down. Meet Carmen Carroll, Tiffany Henyard's former right-hand woman. She was Henyard's trusted sidekick, the one who knew where all the bodies were buried, figuratively speaking of course, but something made her flip. Maybe it was a guilty conscience, or maybe she just got fed up with watching Dalton get robbed blind. Whatever the reason, Carroll decided it was time to sing like a canary. This lady went from fetching coffee to dropping bombs on her ex-boss's whole operation. For 2 years, Carroll had a front row seat to all of Henyard's shenanigans. Let me tell you, she saw enough to make your head spin. Carroll went straight to the feds with a stack of receipts taller than Henyard's ego. She spilled all the tea about how Henyard was running Dalton like her personal piggy bank. We're talking about manipulating employees, vendors, and residents, all while flashing that $1 million smile for the cameras. In Carlisle's own words, for the past 2 years, Henyard has manipulated employees, vendors, and residents using her position to increase her influence, all while projecting a false image of success funded by the hardworking taxpayers of Thornton Township and the village of Dalton. After Carlisle started talking, she got attacked, and I'm not talking about a mean tweet or some nasty gossip. We're talking physical attack. Now, nobody's pointing fingers, but word on the street is that Henyard might have had something to do with it. Carroll wasn't the only one jumping ship, though. Remember Keith Freeman, Henyard's former aide? Well, he's in hot water too, facing charges for bankruptcy fraud. But here's the thing, rumor has it he's singing to the FBI too. Henyard's been known to intimidate trustees, silencing anyone who tries to expose her shady dealings, and when firing them didn't work, she used taxpayer dollars to make sure she was always in the spotlight. Literally, her face is everywhere, from billboards to government buildings, like some dystopian nightmare. The worst part, it's not just financial damage. Lives are being affected. Survivors of her misconduct have finally started speaking out, sharing heartbreaking stories of financial ruin and intimidation tactics. This isn't just a corrupt mayor, this is a woman who's turned an entire community upside down. Just when Henyard thought she dodged a bullet, she found herself in the crosshairs of an even bigger gun. The FBI doesn't play around with pocket change, so what kind of money are we really talking about here? Word on the street is that the feds are digging deep into Tiffany Henyard's finances, and they're not messing around. We're talking subpoenas flying left and right, demanding everything from credit card statements to personnel files. The drama kicked off when the FBI started sniffing around Dalton's town hall. They weren't there for a friendly visit, that's for sure. Nope, they came armed with legal papers, ready to uncover every penny Henyard might have misplaced. Then these subpoenas, they're exposing every detail of Henyard's lavish lifestyle. We're talking about those fancy trips she took, the security detail that followed her around like she was a Kardashian, and every single dime that might have slipped from the town's coffers into her designer purse. The FBI isn't just poking around Henyard's official business, they're diving into her personal life too. That cancer charity she's so proud of under the microscope, her political action committee, they want to see those books too. Even her private business ventures are getting the third degree. It's like the Fed are playing connect the dots with Henyard's finances, and they're not liking the picture that's forming. Trustee Burr, Itney Norwood, spilled the tea, saying, "We have been asking for someone to come out here and save us. There have been a lot of spending that we're not really privy of, and we've been asking for answers." Sounds like the town's been crying for help, and the FBI finally heard them. The feds aren't just interested in Henyard, they're casting a wide net, pulling in her political buddies and anyone who might have had their hand in the cookie jar. Is the FBI's got some high-tech tricks up their sleeve. They're using electronic surveillance to catch any sneaky business Henyard and her crew might be up to. While all this is going down, Henyard still sitting pretty in her mayor's chair. Can you believe it? The feds are circling the towns in an uproar, and she's acting like it's business as usual. Some people in Dalton are getting real antsy, wondering why justice seems to be moving so slow. The people of Dalton are fed up. They've been watching their town go down the drain while Henyard lives it up like she's on some reality show. Just when everyone thought Henyard was going to keep fighting, she pulled the ultimate reverse card. Picture this: the FBI is closing in, her inner circles falling apart, and suddenly she decides to turn herself in. T could make a small town mayor with a taste for luxury choose a jail cell over her lavish lifestyle. Yeah, Tiffany allegedly just walked herself right into the FBI's hands. Can you believe it? 1 minute she's acting like Everything's fine. The next she's turning herself in like it's no big deal. Word on the street is that Henyard got a plan. Some people are saying she's trying to cut a deal with the feds, get a little leniency in exchange for spilling some tea on her partners in crime. But here's the thing, Henyard's surrender isn't just about her. The whole town of Dutton been waiting for this moment, holding their breath to see if justice would ever come knocking, and boy did it knock loud. Remember how Henyard was all about that glam life? Well, seems like she traded in her designer duds for a jumpsuit. It's a far cry from those fancy first-class flights and personal makeup artists she was so fond of. As if that's not enough, her own lawyer just bailed. Yep, the woman can't even pay her own legal bills. Ironic considering she's been raking in over $220,000 a year. But how does someone like her get there? Let's just say she inherited her cushy township supervisor position, and with it a fat paycheck, and she's already tried to rig the system, passing a shady ordinance that had dropped the next supervisor's salary down to $25,000 just so no one would dare run against her. That's the level of twisted control we're talking about here. The outrage has been simmering for years, with residents holding rallies demanding justice. It's even gotten so bad that they're calling in Lori Lightfoot to help clean up this mess for $400 an hour. Think about that for a second. How bad do things have to be for people to call in the former mayor of Chicago? And let us know your thoughts and watch this next video to find out more. And thanks for watching our video.